Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and the Las Vegas Raiders, they have gone out and they have selected Matthew Butler, the defensive tackle from the Tennessee Volunteers in round 5, pick 175. And today's show is presented by Panda Supps. Go to pandasupps.com, use code DRAFT. You're going to be able to save 35% off on the best supplements out there, whether you're looking for some BCAs, whether you're looking for a brand new shaker. Who knows? Maybe you need to wake up a little bit, get some focus. Or, you know what, man, we also got the greens available to y'all as well. It's pandasupps.com, 35% off. So the Raiders already went ahead. They drafted Neil Farrell Jr. a little bit earlier on in the draft from LSU at pick 126. Now you bolster the defensive tackle position a little bit more. Last season for the Volunteers, 47 tackles, 5 sacks, 1 forced fumbles. When I look at his overall talent, I see a solid SEC player who is going to be able to help additionally in the pass rushing game. He's a little bit undersized compared to some of the other DTs on the board, but he's got that high motor player with good hands. One of my favorite qualities about Crosby is it seems like he never gives up. Butler also never seems to give up. A lot of the coaches, they praise his intelligence. Guess what? That matters a lot to these coaches here, and he's going to be able to make his money in the run game. Tom's saying no real pass rush plan / moves. I'm going to disagree with that a little bit. You don't get 5 sacks in the SEC if you don't have at least some sort of pass rushing ability. But Tom has him ranked as his 149th overall prospect. Raiders are able to get him at 175, the number 9th overall defensive tackle. So go down in the comments section right now, and I want you to grade the pick of Matthew Butler in round 5 at 175. Give me an A, give me a B, C, D, or F. Let me know what y'all are thinking. And also with my grades, the further and further a player slides down the board, the more that goes into the consideration. I'm going to go ahead and give it a B- grade, Matthew Butler. Actually, let's go ahead and give it a B grade, Matthew Butler, round 5, 175. Let's now go ahead and look at the Raiders' defensive depth chart. And this was the depth chart before the draft started. So remember, you had Jonathan Hankins, you have Bilal Nichols. Those are your top 2 guys. Now, sure, you had Vernon Butler, Andrew Billings, Kendall Vickers, Kyle Petco. What the Raiders did today is they went ahead, they addressed it. They added one of the biggest needs, which was Matthew Butler, which was also Neil Farrell Jr., 2 big bodies that they're going to be able to use now on the interior defensive line. So if you were to ask me the top 4 defensive linemen for the Raiders as it stands right now, it would be Bilal Nichols, it would be Jonathan Hankins, and I think Neil Farrell Jr. and I think Matthew Butler, they're going to be able to come in, they're going to be able to get work, and they're going to get snaps here for the silver and black. So the Raiders selections, as it stands at this point, and the 2022 NFL Draft is Dylan Parham, Zamir White, Neil Farrell Jr., and then Matthew Butler. They're bulking up, and I've always said, man, if you want to win in the NFL, you got to win in the battle of the trenches. Raiders are going with the trenches early on here. And if you guys are also trying to bulk up a little bit, you can go to pandasupps.com, 35% off. Use code DRAFT to be able to get hooked up here with whether you want a brand new ice shaker, whether you want some Panda Greens. You know what, though? We also got an awesome stack that I have self-made from Panda Supps that's got some of my favorite products in here. And maybe you want to lose a little bit of weight, get some cuts. You get the burns in there. It's got some thermogenics. It's going to help you lose weight. You need to build those muscles, use some BCAs. You get some greens in there. Make sure you're living a healthier lifestyle. And then the shaker, this is a $238 value. I'm giving it to y'all for $99, saving you $139. So you can either go to chatsports.com/draftstack, use code Mitch, or you can go ahead and scan this QR code right here, use code Mitch, and save yourself $139. Shout out to Panda Supps for the reason why we're able to go live. They're the reason we're able to turn the lights on today's show. Shout out to Merbod. Shout out to Panda Supps. All right, let's look at some of these numbers here from Matthew Butler. Last season with the Volunteers, 47 tackles, 5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 0 PBUs. If you want to look at some of his numbers from his combine and his NFL Pro Day, he ran a 5-flat 40-yard dash, 20-yard dash of 2.89, 10-yard of 1.69. The numbers that I like to see, somebody this big, 7.893 cone, that's pretty impressive. The shuttle, a 4.81. I mean, if you're nearly 300 pounds and you're doing that, that's impressive. Broad jump vert, Again, not overly crazy about it. 17 reps on a bench. That is a little bit concerning, considering the fact that he is as big as what he is. But sometimes you just simply see certain guys, they're not workout guys. They're strong, but they're not workout guys. He is a better run stopper. He does offer you a little bit of versatility and being able to get after the quarterback as well. But you see the Raiders, they are bulking up the defensive line. The Raiders, again, are trying to win in the battle of the trenches. If you want to see what NFL.com's Lance Zierlein had to say about Matthew Butler, here you go. Defensive lineman who isn't a pure one-gapper or a two-gapper, but has enough play strength and athleticism to operate in either capacity. Butler plays more stoutly than his top-heavy frame might indicate. So I see somebody who's going to be able to play in a 3 technique. Somebody's going to be able to come in and play in a 5 technique. And with Patrick Graham's new defense, you're going to see a lot of different looks here for the silver and black. Now, guys, we gave you the pick before television. I mean, hell, I don't even know if TV, I think, just made the pick like 13, 14 minutes behind what we did. I put it out on Twitter. We put it out here on YouTube as well. So to make sure you never miss anything going on around the Raiders, we're the #1 most watched Raiders channel on YouTube for a reason. Why? We're built different. We provide videos every single day, all year long, 365 days out of the year. It's in the name for a reason. Plus, it's 100% free. So let me earn your subscription. Hit that sub button now. And if you don't like the content that we provide, watch 10 videos. If you don't like the content we provide, you can unsubscribe. I almost guarantee, though, if you're a Raider fan, you're going to like the Raiders Report. So let's look at the Raiders selections at this current moment. What's funny is the only picks that the Raiders had were 126. I mean, technically at 86, 126, 164, 165, 227 coming in today. Now you got pick number 90, who they went ahead, they traded back for. They traded up for Zamir White. They traded up for Neil Farrell Jr. at 126. And now you have Matthew Butler at 175. And you still have on board 238 and then 250, or 237 or 238, one of those two picks. And then also 250. A trade might happen. As it stands right now, a trade might happen. So entering the NFL draft today, here were the biggest needs that we thought that the Raiders had. Interior offensive line, you addressed that with Parham. Linebacker, that still remains to be seen. However, the only linebacker that came in on a Raiders visit was Jeremiah Moon, the only linebacker. I have a round 7 grade on him. Raiders have 2 picks in the 7th round. Defensive tackle. Well, now you've gone ahead, you've tried to address that. You take 2 defensive tackles, 126 with Farrell, and then also 175 with Matthew Butler. Yes, offensive tackle is still a need. I just think now that the Raiders weren't in love with some of those prospects out there, and who knows, maybe they go out and they try to get somebody in free agency. So what do y'all think, y'all? Do you like the Raiders draft so far? Type Y for yes, or I want you to go ahead and type N for no. Let me know what y'all are thinking about the Raiders draft so far. Y for yes, or you can go ahead and type N for no. So far, it's not a super overly sexy draft, and I use that word a lot, and that's okay. The Raiders traded for Davante Adams, so you had Davante Adams. Now you have the picks that currently the Raiders have, and sexy picks, I get it, or people like, they're the skill position guys, they're the quarterbacks, they're the wide receivers. The Raiders are trying to win in the trenches, y'all, and they're going to go back to some of those successful Patriots teams, which they won with great offensive line play. They won with great defensive tackle play. So you're seeing the Raiders' offensive selections right now. If you want to go ahead and take a screenshot of this, post it on Twitter, post it on Instagram, and tag me at MitchellRenz365. I'm going to go ahead and share it because I think our graphics are also better than anyone else out there. Stay up to date. News, rumors. You want shout-outs here? We're live, baby. We're having a good time. Give me a follow on Instagram and on Twitter at MitchellRenz365, giving you guys the picks before you see them anyone else. And make sure, if you could, like the video, because I know these players, they see these videos, and I want them to be excited to be a member of Raider Nation.